Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now, here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
Hey, Earthlings. Yes, one more time down Short Road here. And, God, when I'm not here 1 week, I miss you guys so much. But I am here today, and we're going to have a great, entertaining show. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Orlando. Glad to be here.
And we have a new member of our family here, Mr. Tony.
Hello, Orlando.
Hello. Welcome. Many Earth billionaires are out there playing My Pecker's Bigger Than Yours by launching themselves into outer space, yet doing very little for humanity. And I don't believe that's right. I could be totally wrong, but I mean, what can I say? I think that all the money that they're spending being cargo could be used for something else, more entertaining and more suitable. That could be me because I don't have billions of dollars. But what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, when I see this, it's like I drive and I listen to on the radio and NPR. It's like, oh, another billionaire went to space, and I'm driving by just homeless people.
I know.
That makes me a little bit disconsolate.
I know. So the funny thing is that many of them have been announcing the fact that we're going to be astronauts. No, you're not. You have been actually paying billions of dollars to be freight in your own rocket, man. So, hey, you know what? I think probably if I'd had the money, I would like it. I have been very, very close to the edge of outer space, to be very honest, and during my Air Force career. Not as high as, but high enough where you can actually see the rounding of
the kind of curvature of the Earth.
Curvature of the Earth, and then you're close enough to where when you look out of your canopy, it gets pretty dark up there, So it stops being blue. So you start seeing that about probably 65,000 feet, and then you're glad that you're back on terra firma, knocking on doors. News, and I find this a little bit disturbing. Miss Nevada 2021 is a guy. How the heck is that possible? You mean to tell me that in all of the Silver State, they could not find a beautiful woman to call Miss Nevada? They had to go to a guy? Weird. Now, I'll ask you, what do you think about that, Tony?
Yeah, that's definitely kind of weird. That's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah, I think the person's name is Cataluna Enriquez, and he's a male.
He's a male. Now, did they know he was a male, or did he just kind of get this by everybody until the end?
No, I think he's been promoting it for a long time. He's a fashion designer. He's a activist for the movement,
gender equality, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Call it. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I find it strange. Mike, you?
What? If she's happy in who she is, then I'm happy for her.
Well, it's happy in who she is, but you know what? In my opinion, I think we're being cheated. We're Miss whatever is about ladies, and anyway. Why don't we take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, Mr. Hunter Ray Crowder is on with us here. We'll be right back.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
All right, thank you for coming back. And with us, Mr. Hunter Ray Crowder. Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz.
How we doing, Orlando? Thank you for having me on.
Well, we just tried to confuse people a little bit at a time here with this news about Miss Nevada. You know what? Mike is right. As whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. But the fact is that a lot of these pageants are societal events. You know, people expect to see beautiful women, and if they call it a Mr. America, I can understand. Okay, whatever. You know. But that means that then, for Mr. America, we're going to have a transgender woman that is full of muscles, probably win the thing, like they win races. I mean, isn't it confusing?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a beauty expert. I've always kind of, sided on being a little ugly myself. So I don't know if I'm the right guy to talk to about that one. But
I mean, you know what? It's a confusing issue. For one, I think that whatever gender you want to be, whether it's an acceptable situation, it's up to the individual. It cannot really be forced for people to say, yeah, you know. Like in this case, I mean, like, whoever organized the pageant, I'm sure had to have a lot of soul searching to do. But anyway, what I want to know is where is the Me Too movement from all these ladies that are wearing pink hats and all of that. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about stunts with you. So I've known you for a long, long time, probably longer than you probably remember me, a lot less than I remember you. Because I've been a good friend to your father for many, many years.
Absolutely. Wally Crowder, the Gator.
Love the man, the Gator, yeah. He, at another station where I was at, he used to be a frequent guest a couple of times, you know. But
he's been doing some transgender stunts these days himself.
Really?
Yeah.
In which way is that? I mean, what are you talking about here?
Oh, I was just kidding around.
Oh, you are? I love to see him in lipstick and a wig, you know?
I'm sure it'd be gorgeous. I don't know if he'd win the competition, but
I don't know that your beautiful mother will say, nice, Wally. She'll probably be totally confused. But anyway, I give him my best when you see him because I do miss him. I know they moved away from California.
Yes.
Was it for business reasons?
Business, pleasure. He just got sick and tired of California. He grew up in Miami.
Yeah.
So he wanted to move over to Florida and just kind of get back to his roots. But about 50% of the stunt community has moved over to Georgia because that's where all the productions are at.
Oh, really?
So he wanted to, still keep in the swing of things and just be where the action is. So that's where he's at.
When I became friends with your dad, I also got involved with the stunt community. Mm-hmm. And I don't have that many friends. I have like 1,500 friends, whatever. But it happens to be that the majority of
that's a lot of friends.
My friends on Facebook are members of the stunt community. Mm-hmm. And I came clean with you when I invited you to the show, and I said, I don't know if I belong with your illustrious group because I've done a couple of soft stunts, thanks to your dad. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I mean, I have actually learned to have a lot of respect for the people in the stunt community. And I feel that by not being part of the Oscars, mm-hmm. they're getting shafted, shortchanged, whatever you want to call it.
Totally.
What is the main reason why there is? I mean, there's a category for catering to whatever, you know. Why not stunts?
I don't know if there's a category for catering. I wish there was, because if the caterers were getting an Oscar, I think that'd be the greatest thing.
Well, the craft people are marvelous. They're great.
So I think I might lead that charge, because I do think the catering needs to be represented at the Academy Awards. It has been a plight that the stunt people have been fighting for decades now.
Right.
And because it is strange. It really is, because to me, the stunts are just stunts in and of themselves, to me, have always made movies, or have given it that like quality that's really hard to pinpoint or define.
Okay.
And so again, I think that's what raises a lot of eyebrows about the whole thing, because stunts are innately movies, right?
Right.
So it is a weird ordeal. And so there's been a lot of different. There's one gal, I believe her name is Amber, who just started the Stand Up for Stunts movement a couple years ago to try and get people excited about getting stunts represented at the Oscars. So there's been a few of these different groups that have been trying to make that happen. But
what is the main excuse? Why not?
Why not? I really couldn't tell you, and we really don't know.
I have actually written to SAG to SAG-AFTRA now to have somebody come on the show and let's talk about it. Nobody seems to want to open up about the problem. I think it's a problem. From day one, when the first reel started rolling, silent movies or whatever, there have been stunts that create the majority of all the action scenes. Now, some of the stars today like to do their own stunts and all of that. I don't know that they really do them all. But by the same token, the stunt coordinators are there setting them up for them. So, I mean, there's a lot of categories in the stunt world that actually should be represented at the Oscars. There has to be. They have been adding categories here and there for different things, and sometimes I wonder, but why not the stunts? So again, not being actually an actual stunt player myself. I mean, I've been bumped a couple of times, and I called a stunt and all of that, and but my God, I mean, when you see stuff rolling in the cars and the crashes and falling from buildings and all of that. How can people just not stand up and applaud and take their hats off and say, yeah, Could it be that maybe it minimizes the ideology that people have for the stars by saying, well...
I'm not sure if it's that. I mean, there have been a few arguments or discussions that the Academy doesn't look at stunts as an art form, which I just think is completely crazy.
Duh.
Because it's to me it's one of the greatest art forms of all time. To me, stunt people are the greatest storytellers of all time.
Yeah.
And they just do it physically. So the fact that they're not represented is just, it's crazy to me.
All right, we're going to be talking a little bit more about that when we come back. Let's pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. When you invest, what do you need? Investors need foresight and prediction so they can invest with confidence. Is the stock market going up and down? What about precious metals or Bitcoin? The stock market may be treading water right now, but now may be a more opportune time to invest in precious metals. Are gold and silver booming? What do you buy? Bullion? Mining stocks? Which ones? The cryptocurrency market is also advancing strongly, but which ones do you buy? John Truman Wolfe, former banker and #1 best-selling author, gives you the answers in his widely read newsletter, Strategic Financial Intelligence, available at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. Wolf called the breakout of the gold market and the breakout of the silver market. He may not have a crystal ball, but his investment picks tell a story. Metals and digital currencies are on the move. Don't miss out. Go to strategicfinancialintelligence.com and get the Strategic Financial Intelligence newsletter today. strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
We are back, and Mr. Hunter Crowder is here with me, and we've been talking about the stunt world. It's so diversified because it's not only the stunt players, the stunt coordinators, and the coordinators are actually the people who plan the stunts, right?
Yes.
So,
and even just to kind of explain what I've been up to and what my family's been up to.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's a stunt coordinator. He's specifically only done driving stuff is his big thing.
Right.
Anything behind the wheel, you know, crashing cars, exploding them, turning them over, you know, you name it. He broke his back at my age jumping a truck off a bridge. And so you mentioned the coordinators and the stunt people, and you know, back then, what he created was this book called the Stunt Players Directory.
Right.
And it was an advertising tool where stunt players could better promote themselves. So they would get like a little listing, almost like the yellow pages for stunt people, basically.
Okay.
So he created that, yeah.
And then I remember that at one point, for some reason or another, he closed it down.
Yes.
Which I never understood why, because again, I was not a member, you know, and I never got one of your buckles. Those were coveted buckles that he used to have, right? The stunt players.
Yeah, so what he did was, this was about just over like 10 years ago, and he shut the doors to the business. He sent out I didn't even know he was going to do it. I got the email myself, and he was like, you know, we're shutting it down. I'm moving on, and so I just like ran upstairs and I was like, Dad, what in the heck is this? I mean, what are you doing? And I was always like a tech geek. You know, I love computers, and I've always loved that aspect of business because the book was a hard copy book.
Right.
And you know, and I said, well, you know, why don't we not shut it down, and instead we put it online. You know, make it easier for people to, you know, search for each other and do all that sort of stuff. So I helped him do that. That was over about a decade ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you saved the family lineage up to a point.
I mean, to me, it was like a tribute, because to me, I was like, you know, this is so cool. I mean, like when you would hold a director in your hand, I mean, you're looking at so many different talented people, like the most talented people in the industry. So to me, to see that get shut down was kind of sad in a way, and I was like, you know, let's not do that.
Yeah, well, you did a good thing, because I am sure that out of that shutdown, actually, some other people started other organizations.
Yes. There. I mean, since then there were other directories that began, and I remember back then that kind of caused a riff, and because you know, for the first, my dad felt like, oh man, you know, there's other people, you know, copying the book, but again, from the marketing advertising standpoint, there will always be competitors. And, you know, and I tell stunt folks today, you know, if you can actually be in all the directories, by all means, do it, because it's just another place to advertise. Right. So instead of getting, you know, irate about it, I've always just tried to just add more, you know. Yeah. So since then,
make it different. Well, that's just the problem is that many people really are not inventive enough. They're not imaginative enough to keep innovating.
Completely.
And so a lot of the people, what they do is they just like to copy. But you know what? I say it here because I know of other stations and other shows that are very similar to what we do here. Often imitated, never duplicated, you know?
Totally.
When you have an original idea and you keep on moving it, you're always ahead of the game.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, as a business owner, it's our job just to be doing different things and just giving more, you know, value to our customers as much as possible.
Do you do stunts yourself?
Well, what's funny is just a couple months ago, I did a stunt. I did a marketing stunt. I spent 24 hours in a tub of bean dip for Los Toros here. I don't know if you've been there, but they've got killer margaritas, and their bean dip is just insanely addicting. So, you know, when we heard that they were kind of struggling a little bit, I mean, we've gone there forever, and all the stunt people would go.
What store is that?
Los Toros. It's like right down the street from here.
That is a frequent Sierran happy hour venue, and we were well aware of that story, sir.
Oh, really?
Your name circulated in this office.
Well, there we go.
There you go, man. Too bad we didn't have a tub of beans to put you in there.
Oh yeah, well, but to answer your question, I'm not a conventional stunt guy. You know, if you look at me, I'm real scrawny. I can't do the stuff that my dad does. But so I love marketing. So if there's a tub of beans, I'll jump in and I'll spend 24 hours in it.
Why don't we just take a few breaks, a few minutes here, and we'll be right back with more stories from Hunter. We'll be right back.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
Tired of lockdown? Let the reconnect begin. You belong here. Welcome home to the magic of Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California. Check out our new spacious outdoor dining al fresco. Romantic. Market lights. It looks like a movie set. Dine under the stars and enjoy our tasty Angelo's and Vinci's pizza, pasta, seafood, chicken, salad dinners, and more. In the cool of the evening, come enjoy our award-winning menu, new wine list, specialty cocktails like our Peach Bellini Martini, appetizers, and more. Angelo's and Vinci's now open every day from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for relaxing outdoor dining. No reservations needed. Just come on in for delicious Italian food. Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante, 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton. Call 714-879-4022. We're going to need a lot of pasta to get through this year. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton today.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, is that a Q2 or a Q3 expense?
Dwayne's CPA went MIA.
Nah.
To keep his books and his sanity, he needs to find a replacement, ASAP.
Hey, Johnny, have you ever heard of a fungible good?
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Visit a doctor in person or online. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
All right, we are back, and so how, how actually did this dip thing come across? I mean,
how did the bean dip?
How did it get started?
How did the bean dip get its legs?
Yeah.
Well, so last year was the first year in 10 years that in my stunt business that we had to shut down our networking events. We do these two real big networking events, one here in LA and then one in Georgia. And so I was just soul crushed because I love events. I love events more than anything. I love drawing a crowd. I love doing crazy stuff. And so during that time, I started turning towards other businesses and really just offering my services that I was doing in the stunt directory business for them. So marketing campaigns, building websites, all that stuff. And then it kind of dawned on me. I was like, why don't we combine doing a stunt of some kind with a conventional ad campaign. And then I was seeing all the news that Los Toros was struggling, and they are by far my favorite restaurant. Me and my family have been going there forever. So when the town kind of heard that they were not doing so hot, everyone, tried to basically offer something. People were doing tailgates and all this stuff. And I said, this might be the perfect opportunity to do one of these wild stunts. So I called the owner, Nick, who's just a total trooper. And, he doesn't get that many phone calls of people trying to sit and bean dip for 24 hours. So it definitely kind of took him by surprise. And, we pitched the idea to him and said, let's just do something fun, because what's kind of cool about them is back in the day, Nick told me, he's cowboys used to ride up and park their cowboys in the parking lot before having a margarita and then just getting back on the horse and riding off.
But this whole area used to be so rural at one
Yeah,
point. You know?
absolutely. So I think it just kind of like, it just fit the spirit, because they are so fun. And so we pitched the idea. I said, I want to spend 24 hours in a tub of bean dip outside. We'll bring the news. I built a website for them, 24hourbeandip.com, where people could put in their email, because I was like, I want to give you a list, where you can market to these people later, but let's do something fun to like draw the attention, because people just do, typically like when they're marketing, it's like, come and, get one margarita, you'll get another one free. It's like, we got to do something wild. We have to do something big, to really break through the noise. So I went online and I was like just making videos saying, look, I'm going to give away a $200 gift certificate live from the tub. Everybody put your email in, where all this sort of fun stuff like raffles and all this crazy thing, but made it real wild. And so it just started spreading. And it started spreading organically online. Then we invited the news to come. And I also, while I was in the tub, I got their logo tattooed on my arm here. This is it looks like it's 3 bulls that look like they had a long night at Los Toros. So we had like a local tattoo artist come and do that. And so we just kind of planted more like legs for the story. So as it came out, it just really lasted a whole long time. So the visibility was crazy. Like we got the story in over 250 different media outlets.
Wow.
Kelly Clarkson brought me on her show alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger to talk about the story. So it was crazy. It was just, so I think there really is some power to the idea of bringing a stunt, whether that's a conventional movie stunt or something as crazy as a guy who maybe has a couple screws loose sitting in a tub of bean dip for 24 hours.
To speak to how big it was, is we as a radio station, a lot of radio stations subscribe to a prep service where they actually will send you stories for people to talk about on their morning shows. It goes over to our 1,100 stations in the country. You were on that list, my friend.
Wow.
1,100 stations.
Wow.
Well, there you go. And just the idea of the Terminator being there, like I actually met Arnold Schwarzenegger while I was working at this dealer that had this special room for a certain brand of cars.
Okay.
And it's all exotic cars. And I walked in there, and he's there stretched on this big old beautiful couch that they have there, big cigar, drinking whiskey. And I walked in there and I go like, hello, well, hello. Who are you? And very, very nice guy, very talkative and all of that. Very, but by the same token, he knew he was regal, because he never moved from that big couch where he was all spread out.
Well, he's the Terminator.
And, it's like it was really a lot of fun. So anyway. So I asked you a little bit ago if you don't do stunts, but do you have an agency? Is your agency primarily for the talent of stunts?
Yeah, so I'll give you a little background there. I that year that my dad shut the doors, I took over the directory, which is called the Stunt Players Directory.
Right.
So that's where that began. And then there was a whole lot of movement last year, because when everything just started getting all out of hand and stunt people started, everyone was out of work. So I built a new platform called the Stunt Hustle, which is purely just to interview stunt people and tell their stories.
Okay.
Because storytelling is the #1 way in which we promote any business. And, stunt people are a business. So we started that. And it was during that same time that I started my marketing agency, the Bullfrog Creative Agency. And that's where we've been originating all these just really far out, wild ideas to help people advertise what they're doing through creative storytelling. And I just love if I can make it a stunt.
Okay. All right. Where are we time-wise?
A minute and a half.
Oh, we got plenty of time. I have always felt that advertising needs that spark of seriousness and comedy at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I believe if we want to reach millions of people, we have to entertain them.
Yeah. Yes. I I have tried in my own business. I remember that I took some pictures of the Superman costumes, but I couldn't use the Superman costume, so it had to be like a little bit modified, like whatever. And the people in my company, they go, "Are you crazy?" Because it was a travel agency. And I said, it'll work because, talk good or talk bad, just talk about me type of thing.
Absolutely.
People need to say, who is that crazy guy? So let's talk a little bit more about that when we come back. Let's take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Citizens, no need now to clamor for culinary gustatorial delights. Dreams do come true. Columbo's has triumphantly reopened its golden doors to feed the famished and soothe the savage beast. Bask in the delights of Columbo's succulent steaks, Neptune's superior offerings from the seven seas, Columbo's family Italian specialties, and of course their world-famous meatballs, and it's all so affordable. Yes, Columbo's, the ninth wonder of the world, the Southern California pantheon dedicated to unrivaled and unparalleled yum-yum. Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, mangia bene.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
All right, we are back and having a load of fun with Mr. Hunter here. We talked about sometimes in advertising that there is a benefit to the serious type of advertising. The only thing is that people are a little bit too tuned in to the everyday, like, hello, drink my cup of coffee because it's the best. Well, okay. You wouldn't be selling coffee if you didn't think it was the best. So it's like a passé type of a way of saying it, but there's people that use imagination and comedy for the same promotion of the cup of coffee, and I think that's the one that catches the eye of the consumer when there's an oddity to
Absolutely.
the promotion.
Yeah, I mean, oddity and curiosity is like the number one things that create an amazing headline. A guy telling me that his coffee is great, is not that exciting. Yeah. Especially today, where there's so many different platforms, there's so many different ways in which like hundreds of thousands of people are marketing to us at the exact same time. We're going to go and pay attention to the person who is doing something outrageous and far out and wild. So the return is just a whole lot greater, and I do think people get scared of doing that because it is far out, it's crazy, and they feel that like their customers might not be buying into something like that because it's weird, and the results just they prove otherwise.
Yeah.
People want to be entertained, and that's how we reach a whole lot of people by entertaining. I mean, we do it in movies with stunts. We've been doing it for decades. So to me, I feel like why not do it in advertising? So
Yeah.
if I could, I would jump right back into the tub today.
Margarita this time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's really funny because I'm old enough to remember, and I always use this as a jumping point when I'm trying to bring a point to somebody that is skeptical about using a little bit of offbeat chit-chat for their advertising or whatever, is the person who invented the pet rock. Here's a guy that picked up a rock, put a little bit of color fuzz on top of it, and became an instant millionaire way back in the 60s or 70s, or whatever it was. And I'm going like, who would have thought that I mean, people used to actually put him in the car and, I'm riding with Pete, like Pete is my pet rock. And it became a sensation.
Absolutely.
I had a friend of mine who actually bought all these little jars, and I thought it was brilliant. All these little jars, and he filled them with dirt from the Hollywood Hills. And he would say, Hollywood dirt for sale. And they used to sell it at the Chinese theater or the what is it, the Oriental Theater or Hollywood
Chinese
Boulevard.
Theater, yeah.
There's a store next door, and he had a friend that put him there, and he could not keep up with them,
Absolutely.
And people used to go there and buy Hollywood dirt for like $1.50, and it was a little jar with a little label, the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's fun, it's entertaining. There's a when you drive up to Vegas, there's this place, Alien Jerky.
Oh God!
And they have my favorite jerky, which is it's a bag of jerky with absolutely nothing in it, and they just call it invisible jerky. And I buy it every single time.
So you buy an empty bag?
Yes, I do.
You know what? That place is actually fabulous. I go through, through there.
It used to be a little shack. I went as a kid.
Now it's a beautiful place with the.
Well, now they're trying to build a hotel. I don't know if you've been there recently, but they're trying to build an Alien Jerky hotel, which I might have to live there.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen like right behind the place? There's like a garage with the upstairs windows. All the aliens there looking down to.
Totally. It's genius. It's genius.
So it's actually a fantastic place. I've only been there one time. I stopped there the last time I was in Vegas. I don't know why. It's right near Baker.
Yeah.
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 Well, usually I've seen the thermometer already. So I just drive by it, no problem. But this time I did stop and actually found this fantastic. They have every single. As a matter of fact, I bought this little bracelet there because I found it kind of attractive, and I was in Costa Rica, and some people saw it and they go, "Oh, those are the stars. That's the solar planet. I've seen it." And I'll go like, "Okay." To me, it's just beads, But anyway, so I got it from there and never take it off. Anyway, so what's the group that you're doing right now? We have a little bit of time. Let's talk it over here. Let's introduce it. You have a stunt players group.
A group, yeah. So the group you've been referring to it's called the Stunt Hustle Community.
Okay.
And so that's based off of this new website I created last year called Stunt Hustle, which is primarily just promoting stunt people by sharing their stories. Because over the years, and like you mentioned, there's quite a few competitors in the stunt directory industry. Everything is just about showing your stats and your abilities. And I thought, if you got 100 guys that do this one thing, why don't we help them tell their story? And that's where that was created. So now we have this group where they all just mingle and hang out basically.
Okay. Do we have any more segments coming? Oh, we have one more. Keep that thought. We're going to be talking about what people tell you all about. Yeah. We'll be right back.
you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Citizens, no need now to clamor for culinary gustatorial delights. Dreams do come true. Columbo's has triumphantly reopened its golden doors to feed the famished and soothe the savage beast. Bask in the delights of Columbo's succulent steaks, Neptune's superior offerings from the 7 seas, Columbo's family Italian specialties, and of course, their world-famous meatballs, and it's all so affordable. Yes, Columbo's, the 9th wonder of the world, the Southern California pantheon dedicated to unrivaled and unparalleled yum-yum. Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, mangia bene.
Now it's time for Medved's Entertainment Minute.
Basketball superstar LeBron James wants to rescue his son who's been trapped by a rogue algorithm played by Don Cheadle inside a high-tech world called the Serververse. But the only way to achieve that noble goal is to team up with classic Warner Brothers cartoon characters, including, well, you know who, in Space Jam: A New Legacy, playing in theaters and streaming on HBO Max.
What is this? I'm a cartoon?
What's up, Doc? This whole kooky confection is, of course, based on the 1996 version of Space Jam that featured another basketball legend named Michael Jordan, who didn't try nearly as hard as LeBron when it comes to acting range, and that doesn't really work in LeBron's favor. The sentimental scenes of father and son reconciliation are neither funny nor touching, though some of the silly gags are intermittently amusing. It's rated PG, 2 stars for Space Jam: A New Legacy, where it's hard to conceive that they mount another lame sequel.
All right, we are back, and God, man, time flies when you're having fun. The Stunt Players Hustle, is it?
Stunt Hustle.
Stunt Hustle,
Yeah.
okay. That actually, because I follow all the stories, you know, people posting and everything else. What is the main purpose for that? We have like a couple of minutes.
Totally. So the main purpose of that is storytelling.
Okay.
And I think storytelling, and this, I think it spans every single industry. That's how we get to know people.
Mhm.
So for stunt folks, you know, where we only have, you know, their resume, their stats, their abilities, what I wanted to do is create something where we can just share stories. So I send out interviews, and I interview hundreds and hundreds of stunt people to help share those. So you're just seeing more than just the stunt reel or what they do, but you're hearing like how they actually came to be. How did they get into this? You know, what really makes, you know, them tick? And, you know, for a lot of people that helps, you know, that helps them get the job, you know, or help them promote themselves even more, you know, because I believe storytelling is the #1 way in which we get those things done.
The fact is that stunt people have such a rich perspective of what's going on in the movie industry because they are the background people. You know, these are the bakers that make the cinnamon rolls that are sold at whatever stores. You know, these are the people that actually have the formula for the beautiful and tasty cinnamon roll. Stunt people are that. They have the heart and soul of the movie business.
Yeah, to me, I feel they are
They need to be heard more.
Yeah, they're the unsung heroes of the film industry because they're the ones that are sacrificing their bodies. They're the ones that are, really doing the dirty work.
Yeah.
And, for the actor, and they're, the ones putting themselves on the line and not getting the fanfare that the actor gets, when they're shown to be the one doing the stunt. And that's just how the job is. So that's why I think they're so cool, and that's why I think they're like I think they're the greatest storytellers in the world, and they deserve a lot more credit than they really get because they're just phenomenal.
Well, like I said, my introduction to you and earlier today, I have endless amounts of respect for these people. And I actually thank them for letting me be part of what they do by being friends of mine. In Facebook, anonymity is a little bit there. You don't really get to know people that well. But by the same token, we do communicate. They wish me happy birthday and all of that, so they know who I am. I know who they are, and I love them. I really do. I actually wish I could do a lot more for them, and I have invited some to come to the show, but maybe somebody will take me up on it.
Well, maybe you need to put the Superman suit back on and
that's it.
Do a couple stunts.
It's been a pleasure having you here, and for more information, bullfrogagency.com.
You're the man, Orlando.
Hunter Ray Crowder, proud to know you. For more about the show, you can contact me at lifestylebuzztoday@gmail.com, and after the show, you can actually go to www.lifestylebuzz.today, go to the blog, and later on today, you're going to be able to hook up through the blog to see today's show. And all the other shows are there too. So, Michael, last words?
That was fantastic. Great interview. Great business you run in there. And fantastic stunt at Los Toros.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, with that in mind, I think it's time to start wrapping up, revving up the twin engine out there. And why don't we see each other next week? How about that? God bless. Bye-bye.